poor sleep, poor digestion, poor memory, low energy, even low mood most of the time are obvious signs that your brain needs help and support. There are some other signs and symptoms, but these are some of the most common signs that your brain needs support. And anybody could be in need of support of the brain health. And the best way to do it is through natural foods. The brain is one of the most sensitive organs in the body. Other bodies, I tell you, could be replaced in my own view. They could just walk up, but when the brain is bad, when something goes wrong with the brain, I think it's one of the most difficult tasks to be done. That's my own opinion. Now there are 15 foods here I have for you that can help you improve or support your brain health in case you suspect that your brain needs help. And of course, most of us, especially the older adults, you need to eat foods from time to time that supports your brain health. Number one is coconut oil. Yes, cold pressed coconut oil. Or you can equally add coconut. Our brain is said to function best with fats. Communicating with fats. And so, if you are in need of brain support, start including cold pressed coconut oil in your diet, or you can even take it as medicine because of its high saturated fat content, so you don't have to overconsume it, because this is the risk that it poses when you start cooking with it. Number two, olive oil is also a very good food. It's a source of vitamin E. Vitamin E is one of the antioxidants that supports your brain. And so you need to ensure that you are getting the pure cold pressed coconut olive oil, because there are so many fake olive oil in the market today. Number three, avocados. You get to know that all these are fats, but there are some that are actually not fats. But the most of the foods that support your brain, they are fat-based. And so avocado is one of the fatty foods that you need to consume in moderation if you want to support your brain. The next one is fatty fish, or if you cannot have access to fatty fish, you can use fish oil. When people are having problems sleeping, especially older adults, one of the most frequently recommended supplements that I suggest for them is adding fish oil to their diet, and it always works. I take it occasionally. And so the fifth one is start to include omega-3 rich foods like walnuts. Walnut is a brain food, and you need, whenever it's in season, you need to include walnuts in order to support your brain. It's one of those top foods. Another food is cashews. Cashews is a healthy fat, supports your brain. Almond is another one. I think it takes us to the 6th or 7th one for your brain. Almond, just soak a few almonds from time to time. It's rich in magnesium and rich in calcium and other healthy fats. It does not spike sugar, and so it's best for diabetics and pre-diabetics. Peanut is also a brain food, which we need to take also in moderation because of its inflammatory nature. Honey is also another healthy food for your brain. If you can find a good honey, go for it. It's one of the most adulterated foods today, but it's a super brain food. If you're having problems sleeping, if you get a good brain food like honey, it's going to, calm your brain down and help you to sleep. Remember that serotonin is one of those things that the brain produces using tryptophan, one of the amino acids, which must come from the food you eat. And so, if you're avoiding certain foods, you need to also have a look at it, because of this serotonin If you don't have it, it affects your sleep, as I said earlier at the beginning. And so you need to include foods like beans. There are some other micronutrients like kaolin that you need in your brain. Beans is also a brain food. Rice is also one of them. If you are avoiding some of these, we need to look at it, especially rice. You need to start, when I talk of rice, not the polished rice, talking of the local rice that is unpolished. That's where you can find the big group of vitamins, the kaolin and other nutrients that supports your brain to sleep. Then beef, yes, you heard me. It's acidic, but it's a brain food. If you can get, real organic beef, animal protein or the bush animals and dry very well, it's one of the best top brain foods. So a lot of you that are running away from animal protein are already having sleep problems because of these amino acids that will be missing in your diet, which must come from your food. Foods like milk is also a brain food. That's why occasionally I do drop a small amount into my food, because if you don't if you continue to avoid all the avoid, very soon the brain will begin to lack and suffer because of this amino acid that will be missing. If it doesn't get that tryptophan, it cannot produce the serotonin, which is needed also for your mood, for your sleep, for digestive health, and for several other functions too. And so it will not be able to produce it in the brain. And so that's why some of the food you are avoiding, egg, meat, milk, don't avoid too much. I'm not a party to it. Just take them in moderation. Then turkey, yes. Most of this chicken, meat, turkey, they are all brain foods, but particularly turkey. Turkey is the number one choice to make. If you have the option to choose between turkey and chicken, turkey is a better brain food and more easily digestible. If you're having problems sleeping, go for turkey. Organic turkey. You will see how your brain will calm and you sleep very well that very day. And then you need to also include cocoa. I'm talking of pure bitter cocoa. It's a brain food. So there are several other brain foods, but these 15 are the most common ones that are available with us. So you don't have to be missing out with by avoiding all of them, because most of these foods are among the foods that most of us were avoiding as a result of ignorance in the past. But for now, you don't need to take too much of any of them, just in moderation. And don't forget the last, which is the sixth one, exercising. It's a brain food. It's not a food, but don't forget the role of exercise, more so that it's absolutely free. If you love this message, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more messages like this. And thank you for watching.